Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We are out here in the heart of nature, baby, on this glorious sunny day. How to recognize he or she's your forever person. Let's just, woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. This is sexology. Water, fire, hot, cold, yin, yang. We're back. Daddy's home. Okay, I get tons of messages from people asking, how do we really know someone is our forever person? And along my journey, I've found that there are actually uncomfortable signs that will help you to know if they are your forever someone. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? Is there someone that you like right now? You've maybe even been together for a little while. Things are going pretty good, but you're still not sure if they are your forever someone. Well, there are uncomfortable signs which will tell you they are definitely your forever person. If you aren't experiencing these signs, then they are definitely not your forever person. So let's go through about 10 uncomfortable signs he or she's your forever someone. The first uncomfortable sign he or she's your forever someone is that no matter how far you are apart, you go this way, they go that way, somehow, some way, you just magically bounce into each other, bump into each other. Like, how did that happen? It doesn't matter how far you wander out of each other's lives. Sometimes you might even separate for a few months, but you both have a way of winding back towards each other. And you're like, actually, you're amazing. And they're like, you're amazing. You can't separate what was meant to be, baby. Slow motion this side. So what helped me along my journey was to realize that a lot of the times you can force things, you can force relationships, but it just won't flow naturally. It won't work out. But when you are really in the water relationship, both of you can be so far apart, yet you just have a uncanny way of just finding each other again. Sometimes you lose your phone, yet you just see them along the road. You're like, how? Then you're like, okay, this is definitely an uncomfortable sign. You are my forever someone. And we should just make it happen right now. What is the second uncomfortable sign he or she's your forever someone? Baby, you can't go a day without thinking of her or him, even if you're on the toilet, in an elevator, in a queue. Yeah, your mind drifts towards them and you can't stop thinking about them because they have touched you in ways nobody else could. That's definitely an uncomfortable sign he or she is your forever someone, because sometimes you don't actually want to think about them. You don't want to think about them all day. But if you can't stop thinking about someone all day and they can't stop thinking about you the same way, both of you were meant for each other. You see, what happens is that when we stop thinking about people, it means they no longer have our heart space. When we think of someone in a very loving way, it means they are still in our hearts, and we can try to deny it, but our thoughts don't lie. So, is there someone in your life that, or maybe they're not in your life, but you just can't stop thinking about that person? That person who you met last summer, right? They are your forever someone. Take heed to those thoughts, baby. What is the third uncomfortable sign he or she's your forever someone? Does this ever happen to you? Both of you finish each other's sentences. Like both of you know what you are going to say next. And both of you say it at exactly the same time. It's like jinx, right? Oh my days. It's like both of you are now reading each other's minds. That shows both of you are on the same frequency. And it happened to me along my journey. That's how I knew. That's how you know. When both of you can finish each other's sentences, you're like, how is that even possible? You just know exactly what I'm going to say next. And I know what you're going to say next. And both of us, we say it at exactly the same time. Now, I've been in relationships where we just don't do that. It's like you say something and they say something totally different. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's a sign it's definitely not going to last, baby, right? So a lot of the times what happens in the water relationship is that we have synchronicity. Sometimes you're with your forever person and you say something and they say exactly the same thing because both of you are vibrating on the same wave level, the same frequency. And that's why it feels so good. What is the fourth uncomfortable sign he or she is your forever someone? 7-day vegan challenge. How is it going? A lot of people are sending me snaps, making me super hungry. That's all good. You're the only vegan in your family. Don't worry about it. And they are the only vegan in their family. Don't worry about it. So it means both of you are like the odd one out. So you're like, we just got to be together, right? That's an uncomfortable sign he or she is your forever someone. Like when both of you have these really so-called weird food habits, but they're not really that weird. It's just that both of you love animals. But the problem for you is that you're the only one like that in your family. And guess what? They are the only one like that in their family. So that's a sign that's your forever someone. When both of you get each other, like you get each other's food choices, like you just love stuffing a whole load of kale in your mouth together, waking up to a nice acai juice, blueberry juice, right? You both have this deep appreciation for waking up. You both have this deep appreciation for waking up every day with a bunch of grapes in your mouth. Only both of you get that. No one else understands, right? They are your forever someone. Even the birds agree, right? What is the fifth uncomfortable sign he or she's your forever someone? How to recognize they are the one. Okay, let's all admit it. Sometimes we're with someone and then we separate from them and then we get with someone else hoping that they are the one, not realizing we just left the one. So the uncomfortable sign is that no matter how hard you try to find them in other people, it's just not happening. And now you're starting to realize it because you're looking for them in other people. You want other people to do what they did, how they made you feel. And it's just not happening because each person is their own person. So if you have to keep looking for other people, looking for them in other people, that's an uncomfortable sign that that person was your forever person. Right? You just gotta remove the ego, move into your heart space and start saying, actually, they were so amazing. That's why I'm starting to look for them in other people. I want other people to be like how they were. Right? So just admit it. Both of you just admit it that you were made for each other. And let's just have a party already. Can we do that? We can do that. What is the sixth uncomfortable sign he or she's your forever person? Now, relationships aren't just peaches and cream. They're not just roses and lilies, right? Relationships just aren't roses and lilies, right? Sometimes it can get pretty ugly. And check this out. The uncomfortable sign he or she's your forever someone is that you both expose yourself to each other. Like, you have shown them your shadow side. Like, you have shown sides of yourself to them no one else knows about. That is a sign, and it's pretty uncomfortable though, that they are your forever someone. Look, many times in relationships, we all want to appear squeaky clean, that we are all so perfect. No, they are your forever person if you have actually shown them your shadow sides and they still accept you for it. Your crazy sides, your sometimes weird sides, when you've been in your ego so much and they're like, they can see through it, they still know you got a good heart, right? When you can show them your imperfections, your shadow sides, how sometimes you're not always this super friendly person. Sometimes you can be a bit devious too, right? If they know, like, your dirty secrets, your bad habits, right? And you know theirs, they are your forever someone, because a relationship is about the good and the bad. It's about seeing their beautiful, magnificent gifts, but also their flaws and coming to love it, right? Oh yes. Does that happen to you? Like, you've been with someone and like you have just fallen in love with their shadow sides as much as their light sides, right? That's a sign they are your forever person, even though it's very uncomfortable sometimes, because sometimes their shadow sides are pretty grimy. And even the cat down the road's like, deal with it. Okay. What is the seventh uncomfortable sign he or she is your forever someone? Your forever person. Hold me tight, baby. You know how beautiful they are. But ever since you've been with them, it's like their body doesn't even exist because you're just like so in love with them. Like, even if they were invisible, you would still love them and hug them. They're like, how do I look? And you're like, you look amazing, because they've just spent so much on that dress or on that suit. But you're like, actually, you just look better naked. To be honest, you look better invisible. Like, I don't mind you as soon as you wake up, or if you're wearing that dress or that suit, you're just beautiful the way you are. That's a sign that is your forever someone. When they're not so concerned about how you look with all of these clothes, right? They're more concerned about the feeling they get when they are with you. Slow motion this side. They love your soul more than your body, more than your clothes, right? And sometimes it's uncomfortable because you got to break it to them like, honey, baby, you are enough. Even if you're wearing a bin bag, don't worry about it. What is the eighth uncomfortable sign he or she is your forever person? How to recognize the one. Okay. Embarrassment. You are a total embarrassment. Guess what? You aren't embarrassed around them. And sometimes that can be very uncomfortable when you're not embarrassed around someone, right? When you really should, because you're like, I'm on the toilet right now. They just came in and you both smile at each other. Now you couldn't do that with anyone else. That's a sign they are your forever someone. When you don't get embarrassed, sometimes you just walk around butt naked. Sometimes it's like you can just be as silly as you want. And both of you are having a great time. That's a sign they are your forever someone. You're not embarrassed. about really calling them out on their BS, on their nonsense, on their shady way sometimes. Like, you're gonna tell them how you really feel. You're gonna say, hey, I know you're lying, right? That's your forever someone. When you know when they're lying and they know when you're lying, and you both can't hide from each other. And you're not embarrassed about confronting them about whatever is on your mind. You see, many times people fall into the Coca-Cola relationship where people suppress how they feel, they hide their emotions, and that's the one that becomes toxic. That's the relationship that becomes toxic. The water relationship is about transparency, and transparency means that both of you aren't embarrassed about being your true selves around each other, and that means both of you have to have clear transparency. You have to be authentic towards each other, right? What is the 9th uncomfortable sign? He or she is your forever person. Talk to me, Ralph. You are both brutally honest to each other. That's it. Honesty would save people a lot of time, right? Let's be honest. Honesty would save people a whole lot of time. The water relationship is all about honesty. And sometimes it's uncomfortable because when you found your forever person, you are just brutally honest with that person. Because you know that it doesn't matter what you say, they're always going to be around. Because both of you are meant to be together, right? You're twins, right? So brutal honesty comes in the form of, actually, I think you're in your ego right now. Actually, I think you're just really telling them how you feel. You're not sugarcoating it. Actually, this is who I am. I think the world is a bit like this. My awakening happened like this. This is what happened to me at 5 years old. You're brutally honest about also your past, how you see the world, what makes you happy, what makes you sad. Through that brutal honesty, you both form a better connection, a deeper connection, a more loving interaction forms. It's when people aren't honest that things spiral out of control and things really become toxic, because now people are trying to keep up appearances. It looks good on the outside, but it's terrible on the inside, right? So they are your forever person when you just get brutally honest with them. You're like, hey, this is what it is. And they're like, this is what it is, right? And sometimes it can make you feel a bit uncomfortable, but you know it's for the best in the long run. And what is the 10th uncomfortable sign? He or she's your forever person, your forever someone. How to recognize the one. If they protect you, if they are your ride or die, be with someone who is proud to have you. Slow motion this side. Be with someone who is proud to be with you, who is proud to show you to their friends, who is proud to say, actually, they got my back. Right? And sometimes it's uncomfortable because you literally have to hold them back. Like, if someone tries to go at you, they come to your defense and they're like, I'm gonna protect you, baby. And you gotta hold them back because you don't want them to do something crazy to that person. You're like, I gotta hold you back, honey. Right? They are your forever person if they are willing to protect you. I've seen that along my journey. You want to be with someone who has your back, not just when it's convenient for them, but loves you unconditionally no matter what happens. To recognize he or she's your forever someone, you have to ask yourself honestly, are they helping me evolve mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically? Are they taking me to the next level? Because only your forever someone can do that. We meet a lot of people, but some people aren't meant to stay in our lives. They're just passing through. Only our true reflections will remain. And your forever person will always help you evolve. They will support your mission. They won't distract you from your mission. They will encourage you. They will inspire you. They will help you become your greatest version. And then both of you will just say, "Feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there?" So there you have it on this super hot day. Have a beautiful day. We're just chilling in nature, baby. Much love to you, beautiful deep divers. Let's just... Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Infinite waters. Diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace. You.